Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm excited because we are going to look back in time. We're going to travel to different historical periods and follow the timeline of history during the night. I will guide you through 3 different historical moments when darkness fell. Make sure that you stick around until the end. I know you won't want to miss any of this. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our stories. Part 1. Medieval Sleep-In. The long cold nights of medieval Europe. Sleep did not arrive all at once. People did not expect to fall into a single, unbroken slumber. Instead, they practiced what we now call segmented sleep, or first sleep, and second sleep. Around sundown, the sun dipped below the horizon and days, which had begun at dawn, drew to a close. People hurried home from working long hours in the fields or around the hearth. The concept of leisure time did not exist. Life revolved around work, duty, and religion. As twilight descended, families crawled into bed. Often the bed was a simple wooden frame or a straw-filled sack laid on the floor. Little privacy separated sleepers. Privacy, as we understand it today, simply did not exist in medieval culture. The straw mattress attracted pests. Lice, bedbugs, and fleas thrived in the warm, confined space. Sheets, if used at all, were rough, often just wool or coarse linen. Pillows were stuffed with feathers or straw. The most wealthy could afford down comforters, but these were rare. Children slept with their parents. Sometimes siblings shared beds. 2 servants or a visiting traveler might also be welcome to the same bed. On the coldest nights, farm animals might join the family indoors. Before closing their eyes, people said their prayers. Every night carried the possibility of death. Disease, fire, or sudden illness could strike without warning. And so, bedtime was a spiritual threshold. A moment to commend the soul to God. Family members would whisper prayers, recite Bible passages, or sing hymns. Children might listen wide-eyed as parents recounted stories of heaven and hell. Around midnight, many people awoke. This was not strange or troubling. It was expected. The hours in between first and second sleep were filled with quiet tasks. Some said their prayers whispered in darkness. Some tended the fire or went outside to check on livestock. Others used the time for intimacy. Parents might rock their babies, or elderly couples held each other close. Lovers whispered sweet nothings or shared a stolen kiss. In monasteries, this waking period was formalized. The monks rose from their narrow pallets when the bells rang. They shuffled in silence to the chapel, chanting prayers in the dark. For them, broken sleep was a form of devotion. Dreams carried weight in the medieval mind. A dream might be a message from heaven, or a temptation from hell. A sleepwalker, wandering the house at night, could be seen as possessed. Eventually, the second sleep arrived. This stretch carried people into the pale light of dawn. By sunrise, they rose, stretched their stiff joints, and began another day of labor. To them, segmented sleep was natural. To us, it feels unfamiliar yet. Perhaps it was closer to the body's own rhythm. Before electricity and alarm clocks taught us to expect 8 unbroken hours. Part 2. The Salem witch trials now leave the medieval night behind and step into New England. In the year 1692, Salem, Massachusetts, was a tense and troubled village. Winter lingered, food was scarce, and neighbors whispered suspicions against one another.
It began in Reverend Samuel Parris's household.
His daughter Betty and his niece Abigail began to convulse and cry out. They complained of invisible pains. Doctors could not explain it. Whispers of witchcraft spread like smoke. Soon accusations multiplied. The girls named women in the community Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, an enslaved woman in the Parris household. The fear that witches walked among them gripped the village. The court that tried these cases accepted spectral evidence. Someone claimed they had seen a spirit tormenting them. The testimony was believed even without proof. Old grudges and property disputes disguised themselves as matters of witchcraft. Bridget Bishop was the first to be executed. In June 1692, she was hanged on Gallows Hill. One execution followed another. 19 people would die by hanging. One man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with stones for refusing to enter a plea. The trials became a public spectacle. crowds gathered to watch. But doubt grew. Governor Phipps, influenced by leaders in Boston, questioned the fairness of spectral evidence. Ministers urged caution. Gradually, the hysteria cooled. The court was dissolved. The executions ended. For Salem, the damage was lasting. Families were broken, reputations destroyed. In time, the colony issued apologies and offered compensation to survivors. How law can be twisted by hysteria, and how fragile justice becomes when truth is drowned by panic. Let's continue our journey. Part 3. The March on Washington. The centuries turn again. It is August 28, 1963. The summer air is heavy in Washington. DC crowds gather at the National Mall. More than 250,000 people, black and white, young and old, stand together, demanding change. The United States still lived under segregation. The march was organized to demand civil and economic rights. Behind the scenes, Bayard Rustin and Philip Randolph coordinated the massive event. They arranged buses, sound systems, permits, food, and medical aid. Despite government surveillance and political opposition, the march moved forward, peacefully and with discipline. Leaders from across the movement spoke, each bringing their call for justice. Then came Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. standing before the Lincoln Memorial. He began a prepared speech. But in the moment, his words lifted higher. "I have a dream," he said again and again. His vision of equality and brotherhood rolled across the crowd like a tide. The march left an indelible mark. It did not end racism, did not erase inequality overnight, but it gave the movement momentum. The landmark laws soon followed. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The struggle did not end there. Economic injustice persisted. Discrimination endured. But the march showed the power of peaceful protest, proved that voices raised together could bend the arc of history. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this unique look at history when darkness fell. Please let me know in the comments below which part was your favorite, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye for now.